Hello there, good friends, and happy Tuesday to you. Almost New Year's Eve. Um, Sorry I hadn't been here for a couple of weeks, guys. I have been busy moving and moving and moving. Bought a house, closed on it December 11th, and I've been moving, in case you didn't get the memo. Um, you don't realize just how much stuff you have until you have to move it again within a year. I thought I had really downsized, but obviously not. Um, had a lot of stuff I had to get moved, and you just realize how many airplanes you have when you got to move stuff like that too. So I hope you guys are doing good tonight. As you saw, we are going to have Mr. PJ Ash on the show tonight when he can get here. He is, I guess, getting set up and everything. So as soon as he's ready, I will pull him in and you guys can chat it up with him. Um, we have Chipmunks tonight, and no, not the singing ones, these ones. But I got something really cool for you. I'm going to show you here, as you can see on the box as I dodge and weave. Ghost Rider, and but a little surprise here that I'll show you in just a few minutes. Something that'll be really cool when all said and done. But I believe PJ is also working on one of the big Chipmunks art shows, if I'm not mistaken. So Happy New Year to you guys. It's here. We went from 70 degrees yesterday to 30 something today with about a 25-degree wind chill. It felt like it's been really cold here today, and weird. Yesterday it was 70. So they say in North Carolina, if you don't like the weather, give it 10 minutes and it'll change. We had about 40-mile-an-hour winds come in here yesterday afternoon and blew the cold air in. And lo and behold, got up this morning and it was a totally different scenario. So I don't like it. I hate cold, but I can tell you what I do like. I love these new Legend Hobby hoodies, guys. Check them out. I mean, they are sweet. You'll see your flag on your arm. You got the logo here, and I'll show you the back real quick. If you guys can see that, it's got the awesome Legend Hobby logo, just like the shirts have on the back. And they're in the green, which is awesome as well. And they're super soft. I've actually washed this one time, and it just gets softer, man. I mean, Thomas don't skimp on stuff, guys. And I'm telling you, these hoodies are awesome. So if you want one, you might want to get over to the website and order you one. I'm not sure exactly what they are going to be retailing for. I haven't looked. I'm fortunate enough he sends them to me, and I'm very thankful for that because he is such an awesome guy. And actually, I just moved about 2 miles from the house I was in. I actually bought a house. I was renting a house because I sold my previous house last year and rented a house for about 14 months and was looking and found a house I really liked. And it's got tons of acreage around it. I've got actually a place I can fly nearby. I've got a building that's probably about 850 square feet that's got heat and air in it. I'm actually converting it into my new business. So I'll actually be able to walk to my business every day, which will be awesome. I won't have to get in traffic and drive. So and Michael, these hoodies, man, they're Gildans. They're super soft. This is an extra large. I washed it. I didn't put it in the dryer. It did not shrink. It just got softer. And I'm telling you, man, these are super nice. And like I said, Thomas does not skimp on anything. So I'm pretty sure he's got them on the website. And if not, they will be more than likely soon because everybody loves a hoodie. Yeah, I've got as long a runway as you want, man. I think the farm beside my house is probably about 70 acres and wide open right now. And then I've got about 15 acres of beautiful land behind me. I'm gonna definitely be doing some flying in my backyard. I got tons of space out there, so it's awesome. But yeah, man, if you guys want to get in on these hoodies, especially with the weather getting cold, you might want to go over to Legend Hobby and check them out, man, because I'm sure they won't last long, and especially if you want your size. Just got this one. Actually, Santa Thomas came Christmas Eve, man. This arrived on Christmas Eve, and I was thrilled. I think I wore it all weekend. I mean, it's just super soft, man. I love it. And I've got the socks on right now. If you need the proof is in the pudding right there. Sure is. These are the most warm, most comfortable socks you will ever own. I think I wear a pair of them every day. I've got several pair. They actually come in brown as well, for the Warbird Memorial out in Texas that they have. So you can get them in brown also. So if you guys, you know, want some good gear, good merch for clothing, like I said, Thomas doesn't skimp. He gets the nicest stuff. So yeah, this hoodie is super soft. But yeah, man, that's the reason I hadn't been on for a couple of weeks, primarily due to the fact that I've just been so busy. My back was killing me for about a week and a half after the move. I couldn't hardly walk, and it's my busiest season of the year with my business. I guess you guys know I do hair for a living. So, yeah, these women got to look good, and I got to keep them looking good. So I have been swamped. I actually worked all day today and yesterday, and I typically don't work on Mondays. And I have just been crazy busy. I'm actually off tomorrow and Thursday. I got to work a little while Friday. But yeah, I'm blessed to have an excellent clientele, and these people book out about a year or so out. So Christmas is always my busiest time, and moving on top of it has just added insult to injury. I mean, it's all been tough, and I've been meeting people at the house about doing this and doing that and putting this in or painting that. So I just have not stopped, and I'm tired. I'm exhausted. It's just been hard to, it's just been hard to handle it all. But hey, I am very blessed, and I'm glad to have the business and everything I've got. And without further ado, the man has decided to chime in. Let me pull him in here and get him in here for you guys. What is up, man? How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man. Hearing you loud and clear.
Oh, well, there we go. Because I was on another meeting earlier today, and it kept freezing on me. But when you live in a small town,
hey, it's what it is, man. They pipe it in, right?
Yeah. Did you have a good Christmas?
Yes, I did. I hope you did.
Yeah, it just flew by like it always does.
Yeah, well, by Sunday I was taking the Christmas tree down and shoving it back in the attic. I was over it,
Yeah.
But I was telling the guys earlier before you came in, it was 75 degrees here for a high yesterday. And then the winds kicked up to about 40 miles an hour last night. And by this morning, I got up to a wind chill, I think, of about 26 degrees.
My goodness.
Yeah. So dramatic change. And I don't think it's gotten over probably 35 or 40 all day. So it's been cold.
Yeah. We visited family in Tulsa. This was my wife and I. We usually go back and forth between Kentucky, Lexington, where my family lives, and Tulsa, where hers is. And it was 2 days ago, it was 85 degrees and sunny and hot. And literally by that night, it was down to 36.
Wow.
I had never experienced it. Yeah, I'd never experienced a drop like that. That was nuts.
I know, man. That's what I told the guys. I said, if you come to North Carolina, every 10 minutes, I think the weather changes here, man. So, but on the bright note of that, we don't have too hard of winters. I mean, we might get a dusting of snow here or there, and when we do, everything closes down, and we sell out of milk, bread, and eggs.
Yeah, don't forget toilet paper now.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, when COVID went, I can't believe we as a society decided that was the new gold.
Yeah,
toilet paper.
Oh, exactly, no doubt. That and paper towels. I think. I think people went crazy over those, and I think people were actually hoarding them. And that's the way it is with anything. When they think there's going to be a shortage, everybody hoards, so then they do have a shortage.
Exactly.
If everybody would just act normal, it wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, no, you're right. And I heard where these people were hoarding these, and then after the COVID was over, they went try to take these big things of toilet paper. I'm talking hundreds of packs of toilet paper back, and managers said, "No, we're not taking them back. You decided to take them when we all needed them." I love that. I was so happy that they did that.
Exactly.
Keep them.
That's funny, man. That's like, well, you got years of wiping.
That's right. You're set. What's the problem?
Exactly, no doubt. So you've been doing good?
Yeah, I have been. Yeah, it's been just bouncing along.
Cool. I think what didn't Thomas tell me you're also working on a big chipmunk?
If by working on it means I opened the box and looked at it, yeah, absolutely.
I hear you. Well,
so I was trying to remember I cannot remember the name of it, but I was going to do a shout out to an airplane that I'm not It's called it's either called the Weekender. It's a new one that came out for them. It's totally not me. It's got half the wing is half the wing is translucent. It's yellow.
Okay.
You can kind of see through it, and it's white with a red and actually it's not red. It's almost like a neon orange and blue. Anyway, it's a sport plane that I saw, and I don't know what it was about it, but I liked it. I thought it was cool, and I've decided to work on that and finish it first. It's basically a 4-channel airplane, but it's on the website. It's called the Weekender, and the other thing is it's 90 inches. 90 inches wing. It calls for a 20 size gas. I just got a Stinger 20 to put in it. It's designed to be a big floater, not necessarily a sailplane size, but basically between a sport plane and a sailplane. But if you get on the site and look up Weekender, you can see it. And I got to speak. I mean, for a guy that does scale stuff, I just saw it. I loved it, and I'm like, I'm going to try this. And it's just those guys over there are getting really good at this.
No
but yeah, I do. I have the Nate's the Ghost Rider. Sorry.
Okay.
Because when I announced air shows, I met Nate and the Ghost Rider team and everything, and so of course I like building airplanes that I have some sort of a connection with, especially with the Warbird. So when I saw Art Scholl's, everybody, we love that one, and then I saw this one. It was really hard. I kept going back and forth on it. I said, you know what, I'm going to do that. But what surprises me is that most people don't realize that it's a different airplane. It's a different cowling altogether.
Yeah.
I think the canopy might be any different, but there was some stuff that I didn't even know until Nate started walking me around his, and I was like, oh wow, that is different. That is different,
Yeah.
And to see it done in the model form, it's that detail that I really like.
Well, the thing that's so cool, and I'm going to show this to the guys tonight while we're here. About a year ago, we did some footage on the RV8, or RQ7. I'm sorry, which is the drone that Thomas sent us, which is again a super flying model and great for FPV and things like that. And it's a military bird. But we actually went out to my friend's house, who has his own runway and his own hangar and everything, because he has a plane that he flies, and it's beautiful. And he actually has a Super Chipmunk. And and I told Thomas while we were filming the videos, I was sending Thomas pictures of his plane sitting in the hangar, because we were getting ready to do the annual on the plane. And Thomas was like, man, that's awesome. That's a beautiful plane. I said, yeah, he flies it like crazy. It's got smoke on it. I said, I'd love to get him a model, a replica of this airplane in the Chipmunk. And he said, well, stay tuned. He said, because I'm actually ordering some Chipmunks. He said, so I'll see what I can do about getting you one. And I said, okay, well, like I said, that's been about a year ago. And lo and behold, to tell you how good this man is. So this plane right here is the plane you see on the box, of course. All right. Ghost Rider Super Chipmunk. Well, what's in this box down here is not this scheme. It is all.
Oh, you got to show us.
Oh, I'm going to. Trust me.
That's too cool.
Yeah, let me move this out of the way. So, again, Thomas was kind enough to, when he was getting these made, he asked the company, he said, look, I got on a favor. Can you do something for me? And just to tell you, what kind of person he is, this is the color of this airplane. Now, my friend is solid yellow with black decals, okay? And I'm gonna get decals made to put on this airplane to mimic his airplane.
How cool is that?
Which he thought was just the coolest thing in the world. He's like, man, you can actually get that done? I said, well, if Thomas gets me a plane, the decals are not a problem. I can get the decals made. But this is the most beautiful color, and it is actually the same color of his Super Chipmunk, minus the black decals, of which, yes, it will have when I get through with it. But the finish on this cowl, man, I mean,
yeah. It's beautiful.
Is that not beautiful, man?
It is.
I mean, it's got the vents just like his does, everything. And I'm going to try to pull up a picture of his to show you guys. He's got the chrome prop on his. It's got the black that comes back here and the black down the fuselage. But so the decals aren't really hard to make. So I'm definitely going to get those done and make this a replica of his. And at some point, we're going to hang it in his hangar above his true chipmunk.
How cool! So that it won't be. It'll be a static model.
Yeah, well, I'm probably going to set it up and fly it, because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it all electric, just because it'll be easier to do, and it also easier to put into the hangar and everything. And won't cause any issues with gas dripping out of it or anything like that. But I mean, I just took this out of the box a while ago, and I'm telling you, man, the finish on everything in this box, as always, from typically what I get from Thomas, is just, I mean, it's absolutely beautiful. This is the rudder, and I mean, you can see that. I mean, the finish on this is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's going to all be, right now, it would all be solid yellow, but when I get through with it with the black decal, it's going to be absolutely beautiful, man. And it will look just like his when I get finished with it. So I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world, that he got that done and sent that to me with this shipment of chipmunks he just got in.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to get a picture of them together.
Yeah, I'm trying to. I want to look in my photos. I sent one the other night, I think, to you guys when we were talking in the chat. I got to, like I said, this was probably a year ago when Wayne and I were out, because, you know, we can go out in his hangar and fly if we want to. He's got a super nice runway. He keeps it manicured like crazy. And like I said, beautiful place out there. But I'm trying to see if I can go back in my archives. You know how it is with your pictures. You get so many that you can't ever keep up with nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't ever put stuff in categories. So basically, I'll show you this right here. This is a picture, and this was actually Wayne standing in front of his. So that is actually, if I can get that, that is actually his airplane.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Wow.
And so the graphics on it aren't going to be hard to do.
No.
I can actually get those done relatively easily with probably with some monocoat, and then just apply them up there. But it's beautiful plane, and it's gorgeous, and he also has the chrome prop on it, which is really, really beautiful on it, with a black spinner. But now he flies the snot out of that airplane, man. He'll come right down his runway in a knife edge, blowing smoke like crazy.
Cool.
He's not scared of it, I can tell you that.
No, it doesn't sound like it. Has he had it for a long time?
He's probably had it for about 8 or 9 years, I think he said. Oh, okay. He actually contemplated selling it because he wanted the what was it? What's the pips with the like the rainbow colors on the wings?
The Pit Special. There's a Pitch Python.
It's actually a bi-wing. It's actually a bi-wing plane.
Yeah, Pit Special.
Okay, yeah, he actually wanted to sell this chipmunk. He was contemplating it and getting one of those. He wanted one of those, and I'm like, man, you don't need to sell that chipmunk, dude. That thing is sweet. Yeah. And he's like, yeah. He said, I might just keep it and get the other one anyway. He said, but
there you go.
I said, well, he's got the money. He's a damn doctor, you know. So money ain't a problem. But he's he's a great guy and a great friend. And like I said, he lets us go out there and fly if we want to, and then we go out there and help do the annual on his chipmunk every year and pull all the panels off, and then he gets the guy to come out and look at everything, and he crawls in the back and comes out at the nose, you know. So but you have to have it done every year, you know.
Every year.
So and they did Christian Eagle. That's what it is. Yeah.
Oh, the Christian Eagle.
Yeah, the Christian Eagle. And so yeah, Scott Monarch nailed it. But yeah, man, it's just really cool to go out there and work on a real airplane when you're used to working on models, you know?
Yeah, you know, back when I had the flight school, we had to have an inspection every 100 hours.
Wow.
On some of those airplanes, that was every 6 months maybe, or less. Yeah.
Wow.
But you know, when they're used more, they need to be checked more, I guess. So
yeah. So what size chipmunk did you get to work on?
Oh, I've got the Ghost Rider one.
Okay, so the 81 inch.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Don't worry, I got my eyes on the others.
Yeah, because they've got bigger ones now, man.
Yeah, that big one. I need to get one finished before the other. Plus, I'm working on some scale stuff that I need, and unfortunately, the super scale scratch built stuff for some reason takes longer
Oh
than these
yeah,
fun ARFs.
yeah,
But gosh, I just there. I got for a friend of mine got me a. Do you remember the Great Plains Citabra
yes,
ARF? I
yes.
got one of those just out of the blue, and
Wow,
I've had a ball building that thing. And it's
wow.
discontinued, which I hate that because these. I mean, they're just really good airplanes, but
Yeah,
I don't know how some of these other companies can't do it, but it's discontinued, and I hate that because if I need a part, it's going to be on me to do it. But it was a fun plane, and then this Weekender, I'm going to see if that's the name of it, and I'll show you the airplane. Again, it's not very expensive, and it was one of those that caught my attention, and I'm going to try when I get it out to the field. We have a potluck coming up that I was going to take out and just let some of these older guys fly it because I think it's going to be a real docile plane.
yeah.
It's got big ailerons for it, but it's a 90-inch wing, and when you see the size of that wing compared to the fuselage, you'll see what I'm talking about.
RC Scale Builder said to tell PJ to get back on that Yak one.
Yeah, yeah. Well, remember when I was saying scale stuff takes longer,
Yeah.
and my RC ADD kicks in too much.
Oh, I know,
Yeah,
man.
the Yak.
I know. Yeah, well, and it gets overwhelming when you got so many and you want to work on this one for a while, and then you forget where you're at on this one, and you got to go back to that one. It's a lot, man. I'm telling you, which is a great problem to have. you know,
Yeah.
I
So let me
mean,
see if I can get the and
oh
there.
yeah, nice.
Isn't that pretty?
That is pretty, man.
Kind of got like an old school.
Yeah,
I don't know.
almost kind of looks like a what do you call the oh gosh, oh
It's a
man,
mixture of everything. It's like an
a
old school.
pylon. Looks like a pylon racer a little bit.
Yeah, it's got pylon. It's definitely the wing's thick, so it's definitely not pylon, but it's got that super sportster looking
Yeah,
kind of some little bit of sturdy birdie in there,
yeah,
chaos. It's just a little bit of everything, and it's totally not me. But I saw
yeah,
it, and I am so happy with it. It's got big. You can't see it on there, but it's got these wheel pants that are. I mean, the whole thing is just gorgeous. See if I can
wow.
do it.
So, have you seen that new Sky Raider 2?
Here we go. One last question. One last picture. And come on, zoom
Oh
in.
yeah,
Figure
that
it
looks
out. There it is.
good.
Boom.
Yeah, very nice.
Okay, so now Sky Raider 2. Yes, but I got to be honest with you. So I live in the middle of crop dusting, the crop
Yeah,
dusting world. And I
yeah,
see all those yellow and blue airplanes. And I keep thinking, if I told Tomas, if I do it, it's probably going to have to be a turboprop.
yeah. Of course,
I
yeah,
mean, I can put smoke through it and actually do the smoke on the bottom. There's some guys already 3D printing stuff. I just saw somebody who was 3D printing all of that stuff that's on the
yeah,
bottom, right? There's just
yeah,
things sticking out. And,
yeah.
but yeah,
And
I know. I think Tomas was a little surprised because me being a Warbird guy, he was hoping that, or I guess, saying, I figured you're probably going to want this. I'm like, well, actually, why
yeah,
not? But
yeah,
yeah, that's going to be a good one. Just like that, just like that plane I just showed you. I mean, it's got a huge wing.
yes,
It's not very heavy because it's designed to carry a ton of weight because that
right,
that product that they put through those airplanes, there's several different product they can put through the air tractor, and it's designed to carry all of it, and some of it's very heavy. I
yeah,
always say, lift a gallon of water and see how heavy that is. And when they
yeah,
say these are 500-gallon tanks, 700-gallon tanks full of stuff that's heavier than water,
yeah,
see
yeah.
the way these guys
I think a
down.
gallon of water is 8.8 pounds.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so
So
you're
anyway, yeah,
definitely,
I'm excited about that one. But yeah, back to the Yak, it's getting close.
yeah,
I should say it's getting close to the next step.
yeah. That's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's a little different because the back end of the airplane is like a hurricane, and so the
right.
front end of the airplane is all metal, and then of course to keep it light, the back end, the turtle deck's metal, but the back end and the stab's all fabric.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and I get to cheat a little bit because the wing is all wood.
Okay.
And so when I say all wood, there's no rivets on the real one. There's about 3 or 4 panel lines where they these sheets that
Yeah.
they put plywood over. I had to read about it. and to find a book that wasn't in Russian that it kind of explained it really well. But they layered it real thin plywood with an epoxy. Then they kind of put epoxy over the whole thing and sand it down, and that's it.
Wow.
And when I saw a couple of pictures, man, they were some ugly airplanes. I mean, they were not built to be pretty. They were built to go out and fly.
Wow.
But one of the things I've had to come up with is kind of how am I going to do that when I glass the fuselage and so what I'm actually doing is I'm glassing the whole fuselage and leaving the back end wide open, right?
Oh.
And I'm putting one coat of everything. So once that dries, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then fabric cover the sides and the bottom, and then then put another coat of resin over all of it. And I'll probably go in about a half of an inch into where I'm glassing so I can a layer over. And then I'm going to use that special Bondo I use right up to it, sand it down smooth. So when it's painted, you're going to see what looks like the wood and right up against that fabric.
Oh, that's cool, man.
That's what we're trying to do.
Hey, that'll look great though. What type of fabric are you using?
So there's this new stuff out of Germany called Pro-Free, and it's kind of expensive. Mike Barbie got me turned on to it. He had, let's see, what was the name of that airplane? Interstate Cadet. It was something L4 Interstate. It was a non-Piper Cub. I don't know, one of those high winged, tail draggers. And he had covered the whole thing in, I don't know, maybe Solar Text or one of the other fabric covers. And, out in the sun, it bubbled up like it always does. Well, when you do the whole airplane, and it's almost a third scale, it really should. He was so mad, ripped it all off and did this Pro-Free stuff. And once he got the Pro-Free on, it's never, not one bubble, never bubbles.
Wow. So,
yeah, it goes on super easy. It kind of needs to be primed on the back end. In fact, maybe next time I'll bring some and show you, because it's got these little diamonds in it. It's designed to be, it gets really nice and tight. You can almost like a drum, like the real ones are.
Yeah.
And so I think it's going to be worth it. And I'm going to do it with this. I'm going to try it. My first one's going to be trying it with this.
Right.
And then I have another, I call it Squirrel Moments. You remember the movie Up? I don't know if you ever saw that dog.
Yeah.
He'd be halfway talking with a squirrel, right?
That
is me in this hobby.
Yeah.
And I found who makes it? It's talking about a high wing airplane. It's the R-24. No. Anyway, it'll come to me here in a minute, kind of like a Stinson. So I'd like to cover the whole thing in that. I found it for next to nothing. I couldn't live without it. And, this was right after telling myself when I was going to the air show, we're not buying anything.
Right.
Or I'm going to sell something. I walk up and I see this thing, and like the kit's over 1,000. The guy wants 300. It's boned down.
Oh,
it's built well. How can you not?
Yeah, so, you can't turn that down, man.
Yeah.
Man, that's almost like
my wife's mad at me because she is really supportive in this. So she's like, "Yeah, did you get it?" I'm like, "Oh, I got it."
Yeah, sure did.
It's in the trailer with the other 100 things I don't need. But,
yeah. Well, that's like with me moving, man. I mean, when you have airplanes in a trailer, you have some in a room that's full of them. You have them in the garage. You have them in a building. You don't compute what you have until you have to move them all.
Yes.
And then, when you move them all and you have to, basically, I've got them laying in my shop right now, across the table, across another table, on the floor. I mean, I'm going, Jesus. And my trailer's not even at the house. It's over at my mom's house. And I'm just going, holy crap, man, I have a problem, And then the wall in here's full of them, and I've got to move all of this stuff out of here too eventually, because I'm putting my business in the shop at my house. That's like 800 square feet. So I don't have to keep this space anymore, the shop I'm in. Yeah. So, don't have to pay rent anymore, which will be great, I've bought this building about twice in 31 years that I've been here. So,
you have.
Yeah. So it's time to move along. But, I've been having to meet with people and get this done and get that done. But, let's see. Scott Monarch said only shrink fabric covering on 275F. Otherwise, the wood will bend.
Yeah, I think what he's thinking is, when you're too hot, when the oven or the iron's too hot and it's sprayed up against the wood, it'll actually get the wood to bend. And I've seen guys accidentally warp wings doing that.
Wow.
Yeah, this Pro-Free goes on real. It's not very hot at all, and I can't remember what it was. I was very surprised. But
So, I
yeah,
mean, how do you actually apply it? I mean,
with the heating gun, just like Monaco.
okay, all right, that's what I
I'm
was
sorry. Yeah,
wondering.
it comes in a roll, and
Okay,
it's just like. Well, let me see if I can find it. It's just like Monaco.
okay, I
Um,
got you. That's what I was wondering if you had to heat it to put it on.
yeah, yeah, and then you take the gun to tighten it,
Yeah,
um,
okay,
but it does not need it very much.
I got you. That's cool.
Yeah,
That's a good deal.
and I
Um,
want to say this stuff is used in the full scale models too.
yeah, I think Thomas just got a bunch of these planes here in, and along with a bunch of other stuff in this last container that they got delivered. I think it was just a couple of weeks ago because he was shipping stuff out like crazy, man, and getting things sent out to people that had ordered and pre-ordered and this and that. So, but yeah, that's a nice scheme on this plane right here, and it looks really good. I think it for anybody that buys it in this particular scheme, it'll look really nice in the air.
And
And
he also has the light kit for that.
yeah, well, this showing this one here with the lights on it as well, and it almost looks like a clip wing a little bit, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
so the reason why the real one is like that is that Nate actually he launches fireworks off the tip of the wingtip, and
oh,
he's got a
really?
whole there's a whole rig system on that where he's got them tuned to music and stuff. So he
Okay.
does a lot of night shows.
Oh,
So
okay.
imagine doing aerobatics close to the ground, and then you're doing it at night, and
Huh.
then
Okay.
you're launching firecrackers off the wingtips as you're doing the air show. So
Oh,
it's
wow.
pretty intense. Yeah, I love watching it.
Yeah. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Well, it ought to be a good flying plane. I mean, looking at the wing and everything, the flap size and all that, it ought to fly and slow down really well.
Yeah, I'm putting the Stinger 40 twin in mine. It actually
Okay.
fits. I
Okay.
mean, very close, but it does fit in the cowling.
I'll
Yeah.
probably get up with Mr. George Valverde because I want it to be awake too. I want it to have some power.
Hmm.
So I'll probably talk to George and see what he would tell me to put in this thing for an ESC and a motor because he's good at that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
knows the stuff. And this one's actually got a 3-blade prop on it, which I think looks really nice too. I like
Yeah.
the 3-blade.
Yeah. I'm putting the 3-blade on mine as well. I've already got the spinner for it. You're right. It's a good airplane. I mean, if you put smoke on it, which I'm going to put smoke on mine,
Yeah,
it just has such a great presence in the air. And
it does.
the
Yeah.
Art Show one, I think
Oh
is
yeah.
just gorgeous.
Yeah.
Of course, everybody knows that it's always been a popular plane. It seems like this is the year of the Chipmunk, though, because Comp Arf came out with that super giant one that they're doing, and then you got a
Yeah.
couple here. I know there was somebody else, but it's a good airplane.
Yeah.
It flies good.
Hey Tim, thank you so much, man. Mr. Tim Toutant sending out the sunshine to us tonight. Thank you so much, man. He actually texted me. I think it was last week, and he's like, "Man, where you at?" Like, I'm moving, man, and I can't hardly move. Actually, I'm hurting so bad. My back was killing me, dude. Um,
Yeah,
Pulling on stuff and going up and down steps with it. And I work out every day, and you don't realize what muscles you're using when you're moving refrigerators and stuff up and down steps.
goodness,
Uh,
yeah, yeah,
so yeah,
absolutely.
but thank you, Tim. I appreciate you and appreciate you asking about me, man. But yeah, like I said, everybody, we actually have a guy at our club. He got the big Art Shoals Chipmunk. I don't know if he started on it yet. Mike, thanks, man, so much. Appreciate that, buddy. Um, and yeah, he's sending a special shout out to Mr. PJ there. That's Mike Chilson.
Oh, Mike Chilson, he owes me money.
Well, he just paid me. I'll
Nah,
send
Mike's
it
a
to
good
you.
guy.
Yeah. But yeah, he got the big art shows. We had that on display actually in the box because he was like you, he hadn't started on it yet. And I said, well, we at least want to have it on display at our fly-in. So he put the box out there where everybody could see the picture. And it's a beautiful airplane. We actually had a couple people that wanted to buy it. And he was like, no, I don't want to sell it.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, we had a great display for Legend Hobby with Guy Caputo was there, George Valverde, and we had just a ton of Legend Hobby tents up. I mean, George had, God, I don't even know how many planes he had there. I mean, and he had the B-17, B-24, He had his Sky Raider. He had let's see what else. The Corsair. Um, Guy had his B-17 there as well, and he actually maidened it at our field. They put it on the Zykoy and got everything balanced up, and for the CG and everything, and they actually maidened it, and it flew incredibly well. And everything George has got is electric, and
Okay.
that man knows how to build some electric stuff. And I'm gonna tell you,
It's
and
it can get very complicated very quick.
oh yeah, well, and that's why I say he can tell you exactly what to put in it, and his flight times are amazing on batteries, man. I was standing there and I was just like, "Dag, how long is he gonna fly this airplane?" I mean, it was everything he flew, and because he's got it propped right, he's got the right ESC, right motor to prop ratio, everything, man. I mean, and he's got it dialed in, and I mean, he was getting killer flight times. I mean, almost that of people with gas, on the same size airplane. I
Hmm.
was I was amazed, especially running off a 12S. I was like,
Yeah.
wow,
Wow.
and it would rip too, man. He said nothing I have flies below 130 miles an hour as
Jeez.
far as top speeds go. He said everything I got flies over that, and I
Yeah.
was like, wow, man. And he had some big planes. He flew the B-17, man. It was beautiful flying out there. He did a great job, and
Oh,
the way he painted it up and everything looked real nice.
I don't think we've I don't know if I told you, but I flew the blue B-25. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
I was building it. I think I was building it at the time. Um, but yeah, I flew it. Man, that's a fun airplane.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, and that's
it
why
was a
he also brought the what is it, ESM or whatever, the F7F Tiger Cat. He
yeah,
had
yes,
that one out there too. Yeah, and that plane was beautiful, man, and it flew. I mean, flew just like you would expect an F7 to fly. I mean,
yeah.
super scale. He said it was heavy in the air, so you got to keep it moving. But I've got the foam flight line F7F, and I'll fly it in any kind of wind or anything because it just flies so well. Um,
Yeah,
Guy Caputo says he loves his 25.
yeah. It's I picked that blue one, so I guess it's the PB something 5 or whatever. But
Yeah,
it's got about 140 guns in the nose, and they all stick out. It looks really mean.
yeah, that does
Um,
look nice.
I put so being wanting to be as scale as possible. I found out did a little bit of math and found out that if I used the 55s, I could swing a scale 3 bladed prop and literally be within inches of the full scale to be right
Wow.
on. Yeah, within just not very. So it's like, well, is it going to rattle itself to death? Is it going to be too much? There's a little bit of weight extra weight. At least it's towards the nose, which was good. But with
Yeah.
those EME 55s, with the 3 bladed props and everything else stock, that airplane balanced without any weight. I
Wow.
couldn't believe it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And
Man.
I could actually probably put a little bit in the tail, but if I wanted to. And I haven't flown it. I mean, I got to fly it, and then kind of the season fell apart. And I mean, it's
Yeah.
done with the weather and stuff. But man, did I like it. I wanted to get out there and fly it more. But it was
Do
kind
you
of weird
ever
watching a blue airplane, a blue B-25 flying around.
Yeah, no kidding. Do you ever balance any of your stuff? Have you ever used a Zykoy?
No, but I need to because these things are getting big. And what I always did is I hang them from. So I've got a jig system where I can pull the airplane up and literally hang it from the ground, and then
Yeah.
add and subtract. But some of the stuff's getting kind of big, and plus with my back the way it is, it's just
Yeah.
we're not getting younger, right? In fact,
Right.
I haven't figured that one out. But no, I and the prices actually with those things have come down. At least for me, it looks like it did. They're
Yeah,
not
they have.
expensive, and I'm not. When something new comes out like that, I especially balancing a large airplane.
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of see what the other people, let them kind of be the test subjects.
Yeah.
But they're balancing these jets and no issues
Oh
whatsoever.
yeah. I mean, it's amazing. Like I said, we balance guys right there at the field, and I'm telling you, man, they're spot on, and they're amazing because you can also weigh your plane, so you
Mhm.
get your weight and everything. But there's a couple of guys at our field that have them, and typically, if somebody says, "Hey, bring it out. I need to do this plane," they'll bring it out. Um, but yeah, it takes the guesswork out of it.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
and
you
if,
can be
if
right on.
yeah, and a lot of times if you don't know if the manual's correct or not, this thing will pretty much tell you what's right and wrong.
Yeah. Now the only situation would be when you're supposed to balance it with the gear up. Like for instance, the P-38, the B-25, because all the gears makes the airplane shift backwards or the
Right.
CG
Yeah.
shift towards the tail. I guess
Right.
that's
Yeah.
just it's not a lot, but
Yeah.
it's definitely. I guess you could always go a tad bit nose heavy from what the Zyko
Well,
said.
and with this the way this thing's done, there may be something in the manual with this particular device that tells you for certain planes like that to add this or add that to
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
I
Yeah,
mean, I'm sure there's an equation for doing things because basically what it does is it takes the weight of the plane and gives you the CG. So I'm sure that there's a way in the the manual that will tell you if it's a plane that you would balance with gear up or whatever, then move this back this far and add this or that. I'm sure there's got to be a way
yeah, yeah.
because there's a lot of guys out there that do balance stuff that it does have to be done with the gear up and things like you were saying. So, um, yeah, I'm sure there's a way that can
Well,
tell
the
you.
Corsair is the same way, and I've seen a lot of those sitting on that Zyko. So I mean, it's balancing the Corsair fine.
Right?
I've
Yeah,
seen some. The Comp Art Corsair. I've seen guys using it to balance it.
yeah,
So it's probably right. There's probably some sort of something you tell it what it is, or there's a because like I said, the gear goes back can shift. It will shift the CG backwards, which is not a lot. It's
yeah,
almost like when you have the gasoline in the tank's full, you're going to be more. The CG is going to be uh, closer to the nose, and then as you lose gas by burning it off, the CG changes, right? But
right,
if you take off and you're already tail heavy,
yeah,
you don't want. I mean, I've actually seen guys do this. They'll take off and the airplane's flying all over the place, and they hit the gear, and then it goes right into a flat spin. I'm like, what?
yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah.
So
And George, George is also he's made a balancer out of aluminum that's really nice. That is really cool. Matter of fact, someone up here was asking where can I get the plans for the one that George has because he balances big planes on his and it works great. And he hand built this particular balancer, and it's all aluminum and it's really cool how it works.
nice.
Um, Guy said I took pics, also made my center pivot adjustable, and has a friction pad for the bearings. Okay,
That's more complex than my freaking airplane.
and no doubt, man. Well, I'm telling you, if you see the stands and stuff that George builds himself, they're really cool too, man. They're adjustable and spread out. I mean, and he built all this stuff. So
That's
he's a
nice.
smart dude, man. I'm surprised he isn't in here tonight. He must be busy hanging out in palm trees down in Florida somewhere.
Oh, that'd be
He's
nice.
enjoying some warm weather. So, have you gotten any flying done lately?
None.
Yeah,
No, the weather's just been. Now that being said, we're having a New Year's Day potluck at our field,
yeah,
and the weather's supposed to be like 62, sunny, and not much wind. The problem is in Arkansas at this time is when the temperature goes up, so does the wind speed. And
same
when I
here. A
say
lot of
wind
times.
speed, I'm talking like winds that are knocking semis over, and
Right.
no one's flying in that. So it's like, do you want to fly in the cold or do you want to fly in this stuff?
Yeah, yeah.
So
We've actually got a black eyed pea potluck at our field New Year's Day as well. It's only supposed to be about 50 some degrees here. I think 55 for the high. So
yeah,
I told my friend Mike today. He called me and I told him. I said, "Yeah." I said, "I probably won't make it." I said, "Because I still got so much stuff to do around the house and I'm trying to get it all done, man. I'm running like a madman." So, but yeah, let's see. Mike Chilson said, "I've been using a Vanessa rig for years. I'm definitely a creature of habit." Yeah, we all tend to be creatures of habit a lot of times, you know.
Vanessa's
Um,
this Vanessa's this underage girl that lives under his basement. That's what he means. He's a creepy guy. Love you, Mike. Let me tell you something. That guy's smart. He actually, I'm not going to say what it is because I told him he should sell them. But he made a device that really helps me with my glue. So I'm not waiting for it to ever get to where I can put it out of the bottom of the glue. If I'm like mixing epoxy,
yeah.
I'll just say he made this device and he printed one out for me, and I use it every single time I'm gluing something.
Well, dang, yeah,
He
he ought to be.
promised not to. He made me promise not, and I'm not going to do it. If Mike wants to, he can say it. But I'll tell you what, it was, and I'll tell you, he named it this one and that one.
Damn.
There's two parts to it, and as a part, as opposed to like part A or part B, or what, he just
Yeah.
put this one and that one, which was funny.
Damn.
But I use it all the time, and I would pay a lot for it because it's just made it so easy. Because I hate sitting there waiting, especially when the glue gets a little bit colder and you're trying to get it out of the bottle, and it just sits there and you're waiting and you're waiting and waiting.
Yeah, it's like Heinz ketchup, man. The anticipation, you know.
He also owes me because he actually gave me a model, and at first I thought it was really super nice of him, and I just so happened to drive by his city when I was going somewhere. He's in Alabama, and when I went and picked it up, and it's called, gosh, Mike, what's that? The owl. It is the ugliest thing you've ever seen. Take a guppy, the fish, flip it upside down where the belly's hanging out, and then put wings on top of it, and then put put Wildcat landing gear on it.
Oh God. Tag.
Yeah.
Was
and
it
basically
actually a plane?
it's a plane. It flew.
Oh wow.
It's the O2 Owl. And you know what? I can find it real quick. Oh, there it is. The O52 Owl. It's supposed to be a liaison airplane. It did fly, but I think too many people were committing suicide because they didn't want to fly it.
That's kind of like the what is it? The GB or whatever it is.
That airplane didn't have a problem killing people.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta say, man, that little GB the Horizon came out with, I like the yellow one, the one that I've got from Tomas.
Yeah.
Here we go again. Let me see.
Oh yeah, that does look kind of strange.
How ugly is that?
Yeah,
but
there's something about it that's got some appeal too, you know.
Well, I'm sure that's what Mike thought when he first started building it. He's like, you know what, I'm done. PJ's dumb enough to take this, and I appreciate it because I do like weird airplanes. The design, he's got the design in wood for the landing gear, so it could be something that I could take to Daryl at Sierra or somebody and say, hey, Daryl will do it for lots of money, I'm sure. But I said thanks, and it's gorgeous. I mean, as far as the build quality, but it is ugly. Yeah.
I'll tell you,
one of the only liaison airplane out there that's beating the P-51s and stuff by the time I get an engine in it.
I'll tell you one of my favorite planes. It's just, and I used to have one, and I'd love to have a big balsa one, is a Stinson. Those are just pretty to me. You said something about a Stinson earlier. They've just got a good looking appeal and lines to them. To me, the way they got the gull wing, kind of and everything.
Yeah.
I love the Stinsons. I had a foam one at one point in time, and it flew fantastic. Yeah. It had a tendency to want to torque roll on takeoff if you didn't take off with it right. But you had to let it get up on step, and you had to let it get some air underneath the wing. You couldn't just punch it. If you did, it would torque roll in a heartbait. But,
so I was lucky enough to be able to fly one. And number one, they're gorgeous. They're a lot bigger airplane than you think. I'm talking full scale.
Oh, wow.
And, but the cockpit, it took me a little bit to get the cockpit to get comfortable because there's not a yoke and there's not a stick. There's an actual driver's wheel.
Huh.
So you're flying the airplane. I mean, old school, we were transitioning, so airplanes didn't have their own. We didn't understand yokes or and we had sticks, but this was the idea. They were selling the Stinson to the guy with money who wanted to fly a pretty airplane from point A to point B. And so what you do, you make it like his car. You put a nice wood varnished panel that has his instruments and you give him a wheel. But it was weird. It was weird flying it like that.
That's true. I've never seen the inside of a real one like that. That'd be pretty cool.
Oh, it's beautiful. Yeah, I got in there and sat down, and he looked at me looking at the wheel, and he just said, the owner said, "Don't worry." I said, "Okay." But it was very effective. Nice airplane, beautiful.
Yeah. So are you off for the next couple of days? Or are you gonna be working a job or working on a plane or something?
Yeah, I'm. Well, as the weather warms up. A lot of what I need to do on the Yak 1, I need to do kind of outside. I do a lot of my sanding and stuff outside. So, I mean, if I do it inside, I try to do it with the shop vac going so I don't blow stuff everywhere. But it's a pain. So as the weather warms back up, it kind of looks like it's going to be a mild winter for us, which I'm totally fine. All next week is going to be no lower than the 50s.
Wow.
And so cool. For a big chunky guy like me, that's not a problem. We stay warm. We're designed. Even though I hate the cold, we can make the cold. So I'll be doing that, going back and forth. My T-28 is basically done. Just waiting for good weather to fly it. One of my landing lights. I don't know if you I don't know if you've seen my landing lights on my wingtip. They actually come down and then go back up
cool.
like the
Oh,
real
that's
one.
cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
cool.
had a little 3D thing make that happen, and it's like the whole apparatus, that the servo, the light, the mechanism that rotates and everything is all on a hatch. So 4 bolts, I can pull it down and fix the whole thing. And I need to do that because once it's done, one of my landing lights doesn't work. Most frustrating thing ever.
Damn, that is frustrating, man.
Yeah.
Friend of mine, Tim Toutant, that was in here a while ago, he sent me a picture of the HUD in his plane, man. I mean, it's amazing. Isn't that amazing what they're coming out with now for these jets and stuff?
Yeah.
Can you see that?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that is crazy, man. The real scale look of those things, you know?
Yeah. And the 3D, one of my passions, other than sharing the hobby, of course, is getting folks involved in building in the scale side of things. Because when I was competing at Top Gun, people would say, "Oh, I wish I could do that. I wish I could do this." And of course, I'm like, "You can," because I did.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot of ways how not to do things.
Yeah.
And what I love about today's technology, especially with 3D printing, you can make a foam jet look just as realistic as these $30,000 jets out there. And I mean that because I've seen guys and I've seen folks that have taken a foam jet and added a ton of stuff to it, and then they take it out and fly it correctly. Yeah, they don't whip it around the sky. They make it fly like the real one probably would, and it's amazing. And so you can do that with warbirds. And so folks that don't have the thousands upon thousands of dollars or the time, it's allowing them to be able to do that. And like, one of the things I guess I got kind of known for was taking these ARFs, stripping them, and then making them scale again. And the idea for that was you don't have to build the airplane from scratch to make it a Top Gun quality plane. The last plane I flew at Top Gun was the Sky Raider from Tomas.
Oh wow!
It was totally gagged, and I mean that was an ARC. I didn't have to strip the covering off that, but sanded it, and then spent most of my time doing the documentation and making it look like the real airplane.
Well, that's the thing. Like, yeah, well, that's the thing with like my foam. What is it? Free wing AL-37. The big airliner. I did it, man. I did up the cockpit, put lighting in it. I did the up lights shining up on the
the tail stand.
Yeah. Put those shining up on the decals on the back. I mean, put some different stuff in. I mean, that is what is cool, really, about a foam plane. If you want to be creative and do some things like that, you can, and you're not breaking the bank to do it.
Right. I did my AL-37 in the old US Air, the orange and brown. It was unpainted with an orange stripe, very retro. I did it in the US Air color scheme.
Mine was done in the Stormtrooper. I did the Stormtrooper.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And like I said, those lights shining up on the Stormtrooper's face at night or in the evening look really cool.
That is.
And
I like that.
I lit up the cockpit, put 2 pilots in there and did some other stuff. And I also added some other, things to it to make it look more scale. But that is what is so cool. And I've got a lot of foam planes and I love to fly them. And look, like you're saying, man, when they're in the air, you can't tell if they're fiberglass, composite, foam. I mean, if it's a big plane and it flies good, most people stop and look at it. It don't matter what's in it or what you spent. You know what I mean?
Well, I'll tell you something. I fly foam jets and I fly full turbine jets, and I can tell you that the nerves flying the foam jets gives me enough space where I can actually enjoy it and have fun.
Oh, I'm sure, man. Yeah,
I mean, I have fun with the turbines. Don't get me wrong, but let's face it, it's nothing but a radio signal talking to a receiver up there. We just hope it's doing that.
Well, and it's like the best analogy I give to people that ask me about this hobby, because you can spend from $400 to 40, 50, 100,000 in a jet if you want to. And it's like I tell them, you've got to be able to, it's like going to Las Vegas. You got to be able to lay X amount of money on a table, and if you lose it, walk away and smile, I mean, because you're playing a gamble every single time you send any airplane. I don't care how much you pay for it. Every time you send an airplane, like you say, you've got electronics, you've got a radio signal, you've got this, and that. I mean, and then you start adding real turbines and things that can go wrong, or gas engines. You're adding another component to that. So it's one of those things. If you're going to buy it and fly it and enjoy it, you better be able to walk away if you lose it and say, well, you know what, I'll go buy another one.
There's been a couple of airplanes that I've built. I've always said that the same thing. If I can't walk away and it doesn't devastate me, if I feel like I'll be devastated by losing the plane, I don't keep it. And I've actually sold a couple planes and made a lot of money on them, but I've sold airplanes where I just thought, man, I don't know what would happen. And I've been very blessed that I've been sponsored by a lot of people. So even though maybe this jet's worth $8,000, I don't have anything like that in it.
Amen.
It's still $8,000 jet, man. It's still a lot of money out there. And it's almost better that I don't know how much the airplane is, which just if they want to sponsor, says, here, we're going to give this, we'd like you to build it and do this and that to it. And I don't tell me how much it is because I don't want to know.
But even still, though, and this too, it's like anything else like that we do. You still can't put a price on your time and your hours that you have into it to get it to that flight. Right. I mean, you'll never recoup that. No. So that's
what I tell myself though, especially when guys try to when they'll sell something, they're saying they'll put their time. I put 4 million hours in this, and even at $2 an hour, I'm like, but it's my hobby. It's what I do. I enjoy going out there. But at the same time, but I don't know. For me, it's number one. I'm an aviation nut job. So behind me, you can see I've got models everywhere, and in this, it's bad. So losing it sucks, but I will always come back.
Oh yeah,
I'll always. Yeah. It doesn't really matter. It's just part about the. It's just part about the hobby,
Yeah.
Oh, who wants to talk about the FCC stuff? I don't. You can't.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
I've heard so much miscommunication about it, and I haven't had a chance to sit down and read it. I do know that that's going to affect DJI and some of the Chinese. People get all out of sorts on this stuff. Yeah. And I get it. I see more and more government oversight, but you know what I haven't seen? And I've been to a lot of shows. I've been to a lot of fields. I've not yet seen one enforcer enforce anything.
Amen. There you go.
Where are they going to have those people to do that? No
right.
one says, and
they can't even enforce the real planes,
They cannot, I can't tell you the last time I was ever ramp checked. I was ramp checked. I taxied an airplane in. I took a friend out flying and I taxied in. And that was when I lived in Florida. That's 20 plus years ago. I got ramp checked. The guy came, I showed him my card. He wanted to see this, and that. It was 5 minutes, very pleasant. He went on his way, and that was the end of that. I haven't had one since. I haven't seen one. They just don't have enough people.
Yeah, now, that's right. And that's what I say.
What I see is, I see it's really mostly the problem with the FAA, and it's not their fault. I'm actually working with the FAA here, the local FSDO, because I'm flying these quarter scale jets that are 100 pounds with a big turbine, and I'm flying them at full scale air shows. And so what I did, because I've worked with the FAA, they always say, well, what do you need? I'll tell you right now, they don't know what you need. So I did everything. I did the test, that little FAA test that came out with. I did all the paperwork. I put my commercial license in a folder. So when they come up, I tell them exactly, and they find out real quick. I know more than they do. And really, 38% of it's probably BS, but it's good BS.
Right.
But right. They call them. They think we're all drones to this day. Even we're trying to get that, because they were worried that I could take this jet and fly it 20 miles away, and I'm like, well, number one, this airplane drinks too much gas, and it's a 5-minute flight. Two, where am I going to put, bombs on this thing? Open up the hatch and you see there's no room in there to put kryptonite in there, right?
Yeah.
And so I've actually got a meeting here in the spring where I'm going to take 2 of my airplanes up to the FSDO up there to really, because no one's taken the time to really say, look, and I understand the AMA is working hard, and I'm not going to, I don't know everything that they've been doing, but what bothers me is let me say it this way. I wish the AMA might have separated drones from line of sight models, airplanes.
Right. Yeah.
When drones came out, like anything, they just blasted the market. There was no oversight. Right. And then guys were taking up to 5,000 feet and people were flying by them at Mach 2. And then that's a problem,
Right.
So, yeah. But if all all of them are the same because they were curious about that. And I'm like, this airplane, if it goes out of line of sight, there's a problem.
Right. You can't control it.
Yeah, on our side of the thing, there's a problem. We're always going to fly these things within line of sight. I looked at the jet and I'm like, I'm never going to take this to a park and fly it. There's no way.
Yeah.
Exactly. And even a park fly, I've been hit by a park flyer and we laughed it off. I mean, I'm not saying that everyone, but so what the FAA will do first, as opposed to saying, okay, we're gonna insure it, we're gonna give you a little, or we're gonna make sure that this is done, make it a little bit. They go all the way, to the point where we can't fly. Right. Then we back up because they got everything they want. Now they're willing to back it off a little bit, but it's much harder for them to say, okay, we only want you to fly between now and 4,000 feet, ground level and 4,000 feet. And they go, oh, well, there's airplanes up there. No, we need to bring it back down. We as a site are going to get mad, or we're going to make more calls to congressmen and all this. So if they go and say, okay, 500 feet or 400 feet, well, guys that fly bigger stuff, you could fly foamy, but if you have a fast foamy, you ain't doing a loop.
Right. Yeah.
And so then they've got the 400-foot level. Then we go back. Okay. We're going to be the good FAA. We're going to give you 1,000 feet during air shows. You know what I did at home? I actually right now at my home my home field, I have 0 to 5,000 feet that I can fly at all times, because all I did is I just used the FAA's terminology, and I put a notum in there that there's an aerobatic box from 0 to 5,000 feet, model airplanes in the vicinity.
Yeah.
So, and I just walked away. I said, okay, we're good. So if somebody comes by and says, no, you guys have it to 400 feet. Number one, I'm flying at an airport, so I've broken that rule. But I'm on the board of this small airport, so then that's out, because I had to have approval, and I had approval for myself. Then I put in the aerobatic flight box, which all you have to do is tell the FAA, here's the airport, it's going to be at this area, and it's going to be from this to this, and they put it in. Right. And then, again, there's ways to work with them. They really, the FAA, maybe at the top level, but from my experience, the FAA, the ground level folks that are out there that are working with us on a daily basis, they don't want this.
Right.
They're not really, they're not really even, okay, so they're 700 feet now. So use 700 instead of 400. But the FAA, is at the ground level, they don't want this problem.
Right. Yeah.
And I think with me, I've just always learned to work with them, and I've never had a problem. I mean, just again, how many inspectors have come out and made sure you had your sticker on your airport?
That's right.
Yep. So anyway, that would be a good conversation to have, but at the same time, it doesn't need to be with me because I don't know much.
Right. Well, me either. Not really. I go to my sanctioned field and do my thing and fly. So. Well, look, man, I'm going to let you get back to your family, and I hope everybody in here tonight has a great, happy, and safe New Year. If you get a chance, get out and fly something, and if not, well, build something. I guess.
That's right.
But I appreciate you for being here tonight, man, and we'll do it again, because it seems like time flies when we're talking. So
I want to get it to where next time we do it, we're going to do it from my shop.
Yeah, we need to do that, man, because I'd like to see some of your stuff.
We've had a hard time. I know a lot of people ask, how do you do this? How do you do that? Maybe we can set it up to where we might be able to do a show and tell and some easy stuff. So
that'd be fantastic, man. Maybe teach some guys in here some cool stuff. So
that'd be fun.
All right, buddy. Well, look, you have a great night. Have a happy and safe New Year, and we'll stay in touch in the chat, and we'll definitely do it again.
Sounds good, my friend. Talk to you soon.
All right, buddy. Have a great night. See you, man. Bye. All right, fellas. Well, that's it for this year and tonight. I hope you guys have a wonderful and safe holiday. Like I said, guys, if you haven't chose a plane that you want over at Legend Hobby, or anywhere for that matter, you better get it, because things are going to get scarce between now and probably, next spring, because don't forget, we have Chinese and everything New Year coming up, and they shut down for a month. And so if there's something you want, you better get it, and get you a winter something to work on this winter, because you're gonna get bored if you can't fly. At least if you can get out there and fly, build a plane, it beats doing nothing. It beats sitting in the house doing nothing. So I hope you guys have a great New Year, and thank you so very much to each and every one of you that come on here each week and check out the show. Thomas is going to be fixing us up with some great guests. So I'll have some good people up here to keep us entertained and talk about airplanes. But most importantly, I just thank all of you guys for being here each week, because you're what makes me be here each week. And I enjoy seeing you and talking with you and hanging out with you. So God bless each and every one of you. And thank you so much for the support. And I will see you in the new year next week, right here, same time. And until then, happy flying, happy new year. Don't burn yourself with fireworks. And I'll see you next year, guys. Take care. Later.